Hi, Assalamualaikum. Welcome back. In this video, you are going to learn about box and whisker plot. Okay. Box and whisker plot uh, is the graphical representation for ungrouped data. This plot, also known by the name box plot, right? So, this plot is used to show the shape of the distribution and to know the central value of the distribution, and it is also used to know the spreadness of the data distribution. To construct the box and whisker plot, we need the minimum value of the data, the maximum value of the data, the first quartile, the third quartile, and the median value of the data. Okay. So box and whisker plot is a plot that looks like this. It has whisker and also this rectangular box. Okay. In this box and whisker plot, the tail, the two end tail here, this one is the minimum value. Okay. The end tail here, this is the maximum value of your data set. As for this rectangular box, this value here, this is the value of the Q1. The middle value should be the value of the median. And the last line here, the end line here for this rectangular box is the value for the third quartile. One more thing, in box and whisker plot, this value, the value from Q1 until Q3, this is actually the value for interquartile range. For interquartile range, you will learn this in the next subtopic. Okay? Alright, let's look at the types of box and whisker plot. As I mentioned before, box and whisker plot is used to know the spreadness of the data distribution, to know the central value of the data distribution. So, when you have a normally distributed data, your box plot should look like this, where the median is in the middle of the box and the whiskers are of equal length. The two whiskers here, the length should be equal, and median is in the middle of the box. When you have something like this for your box and whisker plot, you can say that your data is normally distributed. For negatively skewed data, the whisker and the rectangular box is longer on the left hand side. Right? So this is the whisker and the rectangular box. The whisker is here and this is the rectangular box. From this box and whisker plot, you can see clearly here the whisker and the rectangular box is longer on the left hand side. Okay, dia panjang belah kiri. Okay. So your data distribution is like this. So we can say that the data is negatively skewed. data condong ke kanan. Data condong ke kiri. Skewed to the left is negatively skewed. Okay, and lastly, number 3, for positively skewed data or skewed to the right. Okay, for this type of box and whisker plot, the whisker and the rectangular box is longer on the right hand side. Okay, dia panjang belah kanan. Okay, so in this illustration here, the whisker and the box, the length is longer on the right hand side. So your data is skewed to the right. Okay, so we can say that the data distribution is positively skewed. Alright, let's try one example. A sample of 10 students in Mikos College showed the following credit hours taken during the first year of their program. Question A, find the first quartile, median, and the third quartile. Question B, draw a box and whisker plot. Okay, so for the first question, because these are the measures of position, so the first step, we must arrange the data. We must sort the data in ascending order. Okay, the smallest numbers, the smallest value is 17. Okay, then we have 18. We have 1, 2, 3, 18. So 18, 18, 18, and so on. Okay, next step, find the position of Q1, Q3, and median. So position of Q1 is n plus 1 over 4. So 10 plus 11, sorry, 10 plus 1, 10 plus 1 over 4, 11 over 4. So position of Q1 is 2.75. Position of Q2 or median is n plus 1 over 2. So 11 over 2 is 5.5. And then for Q3, the position is 3n plus 1 over 4. So 3 times 10 plus 1 over 4. So 33 over 4. 33 over 4 is 8.25. Okay, the last step is to identify the value of Q1, Q2, and Q3 based on the position that we have identified just now. But before that, please number or please name each value, each data. So this is the first position, second position, third position, and so on up until the 10th position. Okay, for Q1, the position is 2.75. So the Q1 is at the second position plus with another 0.75 position. So the second position is the value of 18. So 18 plus with 0.75 times with the next value after the number 18 here is this value, also 18. So we must find the difference between these two values, 18 minus 18. So 18 plus 0.75 times 0. So the Q1 is 18. Okay. Next, for Q2 or the median, the location is 5.5. Okay. 5.5 means the position between the 5th and the 6th position. So we just take the average between these two numbers. So 19 plus 20 divided by 2. So the value of the median is 19.5. Okay. And lastly, for Q3, the position is 8.25. So our Q3, the starting position is the 8th position, and we have another additional position of 0.25 here. For the 8th position, the value is 21. So 21 plus width. Since the additional position is 0.25, so 21 plus 0.25 times width. The number next after the 8th position is this value here, 22. So we must take the difference between these two numbers. So 22 minus 21. So 21 plus width 0.25 times width 1. 21 plus width 0.25 is 21.25. So this is the value of Q3. Okay, next question. We must construct the box and whisker plot. To draw box and whisker plot, please use a graph paper. But for now, I don't have a graph paper with me, so I just draw randomly in a blank paper. For box and whisker plot, we need the value of x min. X min is the minimum value of the data set. The minimum value is 17. And then we must have the x max. X max is the maximum value of our data. The maximum value is 24. And then we must have the Q1. Q1 is 18. And then we must have the Q2 or the median. The value is 19.5. And lastly, we must have the Q3 value. Q3 value is 21.25. Okay. For now, let's just imagine this is your graph paper. So you have these two axes, the y and x axis. Okay. Mark the minimum value first, 17. Let's say this is 17. And then mark the maximum value, let's say 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Let's say this is 24. Okay. And then mark the 18, the Q1 value, 18 here. And then mark the median value, 19.5. This is 19. So this is 19.5, 19.5. And then mark the Q3 value. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 21.25 may be on this scale, 21.25. Right? And then use a ruler, draw a tail or whisker for 70. Then draw the end whisker for the maximum value 24. Then for Q1, it is here. Please use a ruler. And then for Q3, it is here. And then for median, it is here. Okay, and then this is a whisker. This is the end whisker, the end tail, and this is the rectangular box. Right? Okay. So this is your box and whisker plot. Alright. From this plot, you can see clearly here, the data distribution is skewed to the right because the whisker and the rectangular box are longer on the right hand side. So the shape of the distribution is skewed to the right. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching.